quizzes are powerful to get new leads, to get new people into your marketing machine. They need an incentive, and the way you get people to participate in the quiz is by keeping it simple and straight to the point, by showing the carrot in front of their face. Andrea, can you explain to our audience why a quiz campaign is very interesting, because you can combine certain elements and goals?
Sure, absolutely. Quizzes are a great way to get your brand out there while educating your future customers as well as your older customers that exist on what it is that you offer, what your services are, what your products are, and how you do it. So if you don't have, for example, newsletters, if you don't have lists, I guess, of people that you regularly communicate with, then this is a really great way to kind of reach new people and be able to rope them in on what it is that you offer. The way that you do that is by having a short quiz that really kind of captures the main focus of your business. So we have done that with several of our clients, and we have found that it works really well on just educating them on what it is that you do, and then also getting them to know more about you because of the following emails that we'll send and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, so the quiz enough, the fact that people can participate in a quiz, is that incentive enough for people to participate?
For people like me who really want to be educated and people like you, what is missing is the incentive. A lot of times people will offer 10% off coupons or this $100 off of this or whatever, but everyone knows that we need groceries, that we need to buy certain products, or there's just staples that we need in our household. What we did was we combined the educational piece with the incentive of actually being able to have a gift card for completing the quiz. And although I have an educator background and I really wanted to have you need to get this certain percentage in order to be eligible, that's not really how it works in the real world. So yeah, the incentive, aside from just participating, is getting the gift card.
Mm-hmm. And that works pretty well, even if you try it with only a $50 gift card. It works just as well as if you increase that to $100. We tried that last time, and it's astonishing. Now, one element that was really surprising is how do you grab someone's attention to actually participate in the quiz? So you probably want to create a visual and then promote that within an audience that you believe is susceptible to be wanting to take the quiz, but also very important, that is within your target audience in terms of demographics and also regional, the location they live in is very important. And we did two different things. Number one, we created a picture or a graphic that was just a still image and that showed the gift card and said basically win X amount of dollars to go shopping. That's what we did the first time around.
So the really, really, really funny thing is that this graphic was originally elaborate, had all the bells and whistles and everything. Actually, the flip-flop, the inverse, right? It was very simple.
The first one was simple.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and then it was, wow, well, why not make it even more grandiose? Like, why stick with the basics? And the performance really happened when we had it plain and simple.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody wants right now.
Yeah. And I think, what I took away from it is there's two different occurrences where someone might watch content. The first one is within the realm of advertising. And people nowadays are savvy enough to recognize this is a piece of advertisement. And when they realize that, then they give it a second, 2 seconds to decide in their brains whether they want to give it their time or not. So it needs to be very, very compelling, and the message needs to come across very, very fast.
And clear as day.
The second realm is the realm of on-demand entertainment, which, if you will, what you're watching right now is in some form or fashion on-demand entertainment. You are choosing to watch this live stream because you think that will provide important information, helpful information. And that is where you can apply a long format. But if you do online advertisement or any advertisement for that matter, you need to grab the attention right away, especially in today's environment. So long story short, the quiz performed much better with a very simple image of the incentive, which was the gift card.
Yes.
And it performed actually quite poorly where when we did
a video.
We created this elaborate animation, nicely custom animated video, not too long, 5-6 seconds.
Very short.
No performance.
No.
The simple image beat the animation by far and large. And that is basically something we wanted to bring across.
Humans and robots. They are both audiences that you want to consider when you are blogging, and it is very important to know what that means. You may be tempted to maybe just put in, a lot of people have told us this, actually, a lot of clients have told us, well, I thought that shorter was better. I really only wanted 300 to 500 words, or I just wanted, something to be very quick because I don't have this huge attention span. And while that's true, have you ever noticed that even when something is short, whether it be long or short, you just kind of skim the headlines for what applies to you or what you're looking for. And so we have changed now the method that we deliver the information to be compatible for both audiences. And what that means is now, as more artificial intelligence is picking up on scanning these pieces of information and putting it out there, that you have to write to that. And we have tools now that we're able to use that have artificial intelligence installed in the software. So,
well, they basically make sure that you satisfy the search robots and that you make their way of their task of indexing the internet a little easier, because the search engines always have a number one priority, which is answering questions that users may have. So they constantly scan the internet and look for relevant, up-to-date answers to your questions. And we use tools that basically assess whether the content that we have written helps the search engine perform a good job. And what that means is that we go back to existing blog posts and we revisit them using those tools, applying changes, and then we can increase the performance by 30-40% easily. And we have seen this with one blog that we can talk about. Andrea writes about COVID prevention cocktails in collaboration with a doctor. And that is, of course, a very hot topic these days. And by adjusting that page to what the Google search engine or the search engine in general wants to see and read, we have increased the visitor rate many fold.
And what this means is that this job is never done.
Exactly.
It's a constant revisiting. So yes, we do pair the work with artificial intelligence, but it's still human. It's still very personalized. It's still customized. Because again, you're writing for multiple audiences, two audiences, the human and the robot. I know that the way that you explained it is like a lot fancier than I could, but what that means for me is, again, the work is never done because we're going back and constantly refining it. And I get great pleasure out of this because no one writes and no one produces work, no one researches until the cows come home, only to not have anything read, only to not have it be picked up, only to not have it be searched for. And we have seen an incredible increase in searches for literature that's being produced. And that makes me very, very, very happy, because everybody writes to have their information read. Yes,
absolutely. And we write, and I should say you write, to get traffic to the website so that our customers have more leads and ultimately more conversions. I think that is enough for today, and certainly you would help us a lot by subscribing, sharing, commenting, and if you ever have a question that we should dive into, please let us know. With that, have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Happy Labor Day!
Bye-bye.